Hey guys, my name is Jessica and welcome to my channel. Today I have Gwen here in the kitchen with me. We are going to be making a vegetarian black bean chili. It is kind of a Mexican chili, so Gwen, you ruined that. Come back, you're part of my props. Hey guys, my name is Jessica and welcome to my channel. Today we're having vegetarian black bean chili. First things first, we are going to get our onions and bell peppers sauteing. You need to use a total of half an onion. It can be red or yellow or both. I had a bit of both left over from other recipes, so that is what I chose to use. Since they're being sauteed first, you can make these any size you prefer depending on how much you like onions. I didn't quite dice mine, but they're chopped pretty small. To a Dutch oven, add a half of a tablespoon of avocado oil, or really any oil that you have on hand is gonna work. And then we're gonna add in our onions. Also, go ahead and season your onions with a little bit of salt and pepper. Next, you are going to need one bell pepper. We do prefer red bell peppers just because they're a little sweeter, but any color would work here. Go ahead and chop them the same size that you chopped your onion. Throw those in after your onion has sauteed for just a couple minutes. While our vegetables are sauteing, we're going to get a few more of our ingredients ready. The next thing that you're going to need is 2 garlic cloves. You can also use more if you really like garlic. The next ingredient that we're gonna prep is a chipotle pepper in adobo sauce. If you don't like heat or spice in your food, you can go ahead and skip this ingredient. It won't take away from the chili. If you do enjoy heat, 1 pepper was pretty good for us. If you like it to be a little spicier, you can go ahead and add more, but I think 1 was a good amount. Later, we will be needing a half a tablespoon of cumin, a half of a teaspoon of chili powder, and a half of a teaspoon of cocoa powder. I hear that cocoa powder adds more depth to dishes like this, so I went ahead and added it, but I'm not sure how true that is because I haven't ever tried this recipe without the cocoa powder. You can totally skip it if you want to, it's not necessary for the recipe. Once your vegetables are done sauteing, go ahead and add everything we've prepared so far, plus 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. We're going to cook this for just 2 to 3 minutes to let all of the flavors kind of blend together. Once that's done, we're going to add 2.5 cups of black beans, 30 ounces or 3 cans of diced tomatoes. I used fire roasted, and 2.5 cups of chicken broth. In place of chicken broth, I use chicken bouillon, which is much more convenient to keep on hand, but either one will work, it's the same thing. Honestly, if you have vegetable broth on hand, I'm sure it would be just as good. You'll notice I didn't add the last cup of chicken broth or the last 10 ounces of the diced tomatoes until a minute later. I did give the chili a little stir first to check out the proportions, but I would definitely recommend adding both of those things. The recipe in the description does include those additions. Another thing you'll notice is that I had black beans out of a Tupperware. You can totally use black beans out of a can. I just knew I was making a lot of dishes with black beans this week, so it was more affordable to buy the dried beans and cook them myself, but either one will work perfectly fine. Now that we've added all of our ingredients, we're going to bring this baby to a boil and reduce to a simmer. Meanwhile, I chopped about 1/4 cup of cilantro that we'll need later, and would have also halved my lime had I remembered to buy it, but instead I just got out my lime juice. We're going to be letting this soup simmer for about 25 minutes so it'll thicken and let the flavors meld together. This month, my partner and I are actually eating all vegetarian meals, so this is one of the meals that we decided to have. Let me know in the comments below what your guys' favorite vegetarian or vegan dish is. Throughout this month, we will also have other vegetarian recipes to post, so if you are interested in anything like that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you're not, then we'll be posting all kinds of other things after that as well. When your chili is almost done, go ahead and give it a taste and see if you need to add any salt. You'll see that I did add a little bit of salt to ours, but not too much. There's a variety of options for what garnishes to use. We chose for our first bowl to use some avocados. So right before my soup was done, I went ahead and sliced some avocados. Then just a couple minutes before your soup is done, go ahead and add your lime juice and just let it cook for another minute or two. I'll just tell you guys that I'm an omnivore. I'm not used to eating vegetarian meals, and so anything that I can do to give my meals a more like substantial filling component to it, I'm gonna try out. So once our soup was done cooking, I went ahead and grabbed my fancy new ladle that I got off of Amazon. I blended about 2 ladlefuls of chili and poured it back into the pot. This is definitely not a necessary step if you're feeling lazy or you like your soup thinner or you don't have a blender. You don't have to do this, but just as someone who is used to eating meat to feel full, I thought that this would be beneficial. The last thing that you need to do for your chili is top it with whatever toppings that you like in or on your chili. Here we used cilantro, cheese, and avocado. We had never had avocado in our chili before, but I actually thought it was pretty good as a creamy component in place of sour cream. Throughout the week, we did end up adding different stuff to our chili, one of those things being sour cream, and it was just as good. We added cheese to every single bowl we had. I would almost say that it is necessary. It was super delicious. And we also crushed up some Fritos and put in there, which I would say is close to another necessity. It was delicious. Alright guys, here we are with the finished product. We added a little bit of cheese and avocado and cilantro on the top. We'll probably add more cheese to the top.
Almost certainly. You can never have too much cheese. You can never have enough cheese, if I'm being honest.
This is super hot. Is it not burning you alive?
Mm-hmm. But it's actually very good. Oh, it's spicy. What did you put in there?
So, I did a little, you guys would have saw I did a little taste test part of the way through that. I realized it was so spicy. Like, taking the first bite of it, it's not really spicy, but it's like after you swallow it,
yes.
Like once it settles down, the spiciness hits you. If you don't like as much spice, I would recommend just using less of the adobo pepper. I know that's what did it. I've never used adobo. What's it called? That's not what it's called. Hang on.
Well, it's good. I'm a fan.
Chipotle peppers in adobo. This is the first time I've ever used it, and the recipe actually only called for a half one, but I went ahead and put a whole one in because he really likes spicy, and I like spicy pretty good. I don't think it's the adobo sauce that's spicy. It's the actual pepper. I knew you would like it.
But it is spicy.
It's really, but it's like the after taste is spicy. So if you don't like it as spicy, just only add a half one of those, or no chili pepper, or mix some sour cream or avocado in, and it'll be fine. It's not like overly spicy or anything.
I'm probably gonna add more cheese and more of that sauce into this because that is delicious.
Ooh, I also used Rotel with the fire roasted Rotel instead of like the mild Rotel, so that made it a little spicier as well.
It's a huge hit as far as I'm concerned. This is I had the lowest hopes for this, and man, it's good. Who would ever thought vegetarian chili?
So he was like thinking this was gonna be the worst one
of
all the recipes. So what?
I was confident this was gonna be the worst one.
What's your verdict now? Tell me what you really think.
I think it's really good. I mean, for not having meat in it, kind of hard to believe.
That's like my judgment every time so far that we've had a vegetarian meal is like, would I eat this regularly? Like if I had a choice between eating a dish with meat in it and I have a choice between eating this, like I don't notice there's not meat in it.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, it's I mean when you think about it, yeah. But it's chili. Yeah, it tastes like chili.
It tastes like chili.
Like what you would expect.
And it has good textures.
Yeah. Lots of textures.
The avocado is surprisingly good. I've never had avocado on my chili before. I think it's delicious.
I was concerned about that.
Anything else? You're just
ready to load this with cheese.
Alright, see you guys next time.
Bye.
Gwen thinks that if you guys enjoyed this video that you should give it a thumbs up so other people can find it too. She's really just trying to check out this chili over here.